Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome. How's everyone today? Ladies and gentlemen, I am Darkside Phil, and I welcome you to today's first of 2 gameplay streams. I welcome you to the first of 7 straight days of full-time gameplay streaming. That is right, for 7 days. I will be here straight ahead, back to back, streaming for all of you guys, okay? And I welcome you to the final set of streams for 2019. Because that is right, ladies and gentlemen, today is the final day of 2019. For some of you, it may already be 2020, because in some parts of the world that are over 12 hours ahead of me here, on the west coast of the United States, some places already celebrated New Year's. So Happy New Year to any of you who already are in 2020. How dare you be so far ahead of the rest of us? That is completely unacceptable. And I'm notifying the time police to pull you back into the previous year. That's not allowed, okay? So, yes, welcome everyone to the final day of streams for 2019 for me. It's certainly going to be an interesting day. A lot of chill vibes today, at least on this first stream, and I get the feeling a lot of chaotic stuff on the late stream, okay? So what are we doing today? Let's talk a little bit. Today is a Tuesday. I know it's weird because usually I don't stream on a Tuesday, but because today was New Year's Eve, I decided I wanted to take yesterday off as my day off for the week. It made a lot more sense because I knew today was a holiday and a lot of places were going to be closing early in the light. So I said, what the hell, let's switch it up a little bit this week, which I did, and let me tell you, it worked well, although it was kind of weird. Allow me to explain. So you would think, oh man, the holidays are over, right? Christmas is over. We're not going to see any kind of, big deal out there on my day off this week. It was crazy busy. We're like, what is going on? This is so ridiculous, right? So last week, Kat and I went out on Christmas Eve as our day off for the week, and it was insane. The last shopping day before Christmas, everyone was going nuts. Everything was busy as shit. And this week we're like, man, let's go out on the day before New Year's Eve, so maybe, it'll be a little bit better. The stores won't close early. It was crazy busy. I was like, what is going on? And so we kind of realized, all right, we went to the local mall, and as we're walking through this mall, we noticed a lot of people are like walking around pointing, and we were like, these people aren't from here. These people are tourists. So we realized what it must be is because it's New Year's, a lot of people who probably traveled for the holidays, and they probably traveled here for Christmas to visit family, and now they're hanging out till New Year's, and then they're going to go home. And our local mall, it happens to be the biggest mall in this area. In fact, it's the closest one to the airport that goes to Seattle. See? So I get the feeling what happened is there was just a lot of people visiting, and they're staying till New Year's, and then they're going home because the mall was just so packed with people who had basically never been here before. It kind of made sense. Okay. So, it was weird. There were tons of people out, and it was a little hectic again. Certainly wasn't as hectic as Christmas Eve, but it was still kind of hectic. Quite frankly, my wife and I just can't wait for it to be going back to normal now. Hopefully next week when we have our day off, it's way less people, more relaxed, less traffic, less stress. Because, in reality, when we have our day off, that's what we want. We want to have a less stressful day. We can go about and get the stuff done that we need to get done and not have to worry about a million people in the way and bad driving and everything, But it is what it is, the end of this time of the year. Thank God, okay? Thank God. So yeah, that was our day off yesterday. It was busy, very busy, but we got a lot done. We had fun. We did what we needed to do, grocery shopping, etc. And now we are back, and I am back full force with 7 straight days of streaming starting today, all the way through next Monday. Tuesday of next week will be my day off for the week. Okay. So what do I have in store for you guys? Holy crap, do we have a lot in store. All right, let's talk about today first of all. The final streaming day of 2019. It's time for the return of Minecraft to the stream, and in a big way, because it's a major 4+ hour stream of Minecraft. Hooey. And you might say, what on earth? Why again? You just did a 4-hour stream of Minecraft last week, and you would be absolutely correct. That did indeed happen. You are not crazy. You're not imagining things. Yes, I am playing Minecraft again as a major stream. So the reason I'm doing so is because we are in the midst of so many projects in my Minecraft, playthrough that I've been lagging behind on finishing them. We've got this bird statue I've been trying to complete for almost a month now, and hasn't happened. Hasn't finished. Then we actually owe people the ability to, or not the ability, but we have to go out on an adventure, basically. After we finish this bird statue, the next thing that we have to do is actually head out and do some world exploration. The last few top contributors to the streams have specifically requested that I head out into the open world and I explore new biomes and new areas. In particular, some people have asked that I try to find the bees, because they think the bees are the new thing that was added and will be pretty interesting. Okay? So we're going to work on that. All right? That's today's major stream. Finishing up this bird statue. I think I'm on level 6 of 23 or something insane like that. So we'll see. Hopefully we can finish this bird statue by the end of today. FYI, there's going to be a lot of chill dead time while I'm building this statue where we can just talk and have fun, because I'm going to be building primarily, but I'm going to want to be talking with you guys as well to make it a fun stream, okay? Hopefully we can finish the bird statue today. That's my goal. If we do, and if we can head out and do a little bit of fun world exploration, great. I would love that. But we got to get this goddamn statue done, all right? Also, the top contributor of today will get to request something in the game world, whether you name something in the game world, whether you choose that I do, a small special project, etc. It's up to you. However, last week's top contributor didn't request for anything. So I just want to say shout out, to the people who contributed last week, and the person, who was the top contributor didn't ask for anything, oh well, I guess. Quite frankly, it's good because we're so backed up at this point, right? So let's see how today goes, okay? Now, later tonight, on the late stream, we're doing something completely different. We are going to try out Roblox for the first time ever as an actual stream. I did Roblox for about an hour and a half, maybe even not that much, maybe about an hour, during the Christmas event. And as expected, it was absolutely chaotic and weird. There's so much weird created stuff in Roblox. And since I did that, I actually got a few people who sent me suggestions in email. They were like, here's a few neat things in Roblox that you should check out. So I was like, okay, maybe this makes sense. Maybe we'll do a one-off weirdo stream here where we check out some of the stuff in Roblox. We see if any of it's interesting, is worth it. And then, hey, if it ends up being fun and entertaining and you guys want to see me go back to Roblox again, I would consider it. But if it ends up just being kind of a meh, this is really weird and I don't ever want to do this again. The way that I think is kind of like stupid VR chat. Remember how bad that was? So I kind of see of it like that. So let's see what happens tonight, all right? I'm giving it a shot. If it's weird and something that we don't want to do again, we don't have to. But we'll give it a look tonight. We'll see what the hell this is all about, especially now that I got these suggestions from people of things I should check out, and we'll go from there, okay? So Roblox later tonight. And those are the final streams of 2019, guys, okay? Also, today's the final day for Christmas decorations. Today's the final day for Christmas emotes, and today's the final day for the pop-up Christmas thank you messages. So, FYI, starting tomorrow, all of that stuff's going to go back to normal, okay? We're going to go back to the normal stuff. No more Christmas festivities behind me, and no more special holiday things. The holidays are now going to be over as of today. New year, new stream, as they say. Okay? So, there you go. Say goodbye. Everyone enjoy the final holiday festivities here on the stream. Everyone use the emotes as much as you can. Everything, wave goodbye. I know it sucked. Listen, I know it sucks. It's the end of the year. We say goodbye to all the fun holiday festivities we just had for the past month or two, and everyone's sad about it. I get it. I'm the same as you. I love the holidays. I love this time of year, and now it's over. And now we got to go into boring-ass January where it's cold as shit, and there's nothing going on. It sucks. Okay? It sucks. I understand. But it's all right. Because right around the corner, we're going to have many, 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 many good things, especially in regards to video games this year. Looks like there's a ton of great games coming out that we'll enjoy together. So we just got to get past this kind of boring downtime and get to those times, okay? It sucks, but we'll get there. I promise you. All right? All right, good stuff. Now let's talk about the rest of the week. We have quite the varied week this week and the kind of stuff that I'm going to be doing. So I just want to let you guys know exactly what I'm going to be up to. And I'm sure some of you are going to be very excited about this. Some of you may be asleep. I don't know. But some of you may be very excited about what I'm going to be doing for the rest of this week. Okay? So first of all, tomorrow, we go back to our regularly scheduled content. And what I mean by that is we go back to the main playthroughs. It's not going to be like one-off weirdo streams like we're doing today. We're actually going to go back to the games. So here we go. So, tomorrow, Wednesday, the 1st of 2020, the first day of 2020, it's going to be Pokemon Sword continuing on the main stream. Okay, continuing on. So, what's this going to be? Well, it's the end game. We're actually at the very end of Pokemon Sword. We are finishing up the campaign of the game. I'm actually heading into the final matches of the tournament league. We're going to fight against the champion Leon. We're going to see if we can win. And then we're going to see what happens after that, because I don't understand there's more after that, too. That's not just the end of the story. There's more to it. Okay? So we're going to finish up the story of Pokemon Sword. Now, once that's done, then we're going to do the post-game content, which I don't even know what it is. People are saying there is post-game content in the game that unlocks once you beat the story, a little bit more questing, and then, apparently, the final Pokemon of the game become available, which have not been available up to now. So we're going to do that. We're going to have some fun with that, and that's going to be a full 4-hour stream of Pokemon Sword. Now, is that going to be the end of the Pokemon Sword playthrough? No. It's not going to be the end of the Pokemon Sword playthrough. I like the game so much, I'm considering moving on and trying to get all the Pokemon, meaning all 400 Pokemon completionist run. Would that be an undertaking? I'm sure it would be. I'm sure it would be quite daunting and challenging to do so. But I'm willing to try. All right? So, let's see what happens tomorrow. Let's finish up the Pokemon gameplay story. Let's unlock the end game content. Let's see what happens and go from there and have a fun Pokemon stream tomorrow. Okay? All right. Tomorrow night, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Yes, the first Battle Royale content of 2020 tomorrow night. I have no idea if it's going to be any good. As you know, it's very hit or miss when I play this game. If it's terrible and we just want to hang out and talk instead, I guess we could do that. I don't really care either way. We'll see what happens tomorrow night, okay? Thursday, January 2nd, is the continuation of Final Fantasy VI, which we are about to head into the second half of the game, which is where the game kind of gets depressing, but at the same time, it picks up as well. This is the part of the game that after we do a few linear missions, it actually opens up completely and has a ridiculous amount of challenging side content that we're going to have to do. So it's going to be very fun to stream on Thursday. Tons of advancement, good stuff coming up, okay? So, yes, that's coming up Thursday. Thursday night, Shenmue 3 concludes. That's right, we have only about an hour to an hour and a half left in Shenmue 3. It's been a hell of a playthrough, but at this point, I think it's time to stick a fork in it and wrap it up. I think we've done enough of the gacha games and enough of the horrendous combat to finish up the game and see the end, okay? So that's coming up on Thursday night, and what's hilarious is we haven't even seen a hint of Lon D in the entire game. Seriously. We haven't had a hint of the villain who we've been after since the first game in the entire game, and I've been playing over 30 hours. It's pretty funny, isn't it? Okay. And then, on Friday, I'm starting up Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. So, many people have been asking me to play Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic as a playthrough for many years. And finally, I am starting up the official playthrough this Friday. Yes, that's right. So I started playing Knights of the Old Republic during the Christmas marathon last week, and the initial 45 minutes was so fucking boring. But after I got past that and I started doing the open world exploration in the town that I'm in, and I started talking to people and they give me missions and there's some random comment, it actually got a lot better. And I was like, okay, I'm actually digging this now. I can definitely see how this game is like kind of a precursor to, say, Mass Effect. And I definitely like to look into this and check it out, okay? So that's going to be on Friday. We're going to do a major stream of it. We're going to see how it goes. I hope that it ends up entertaining for you guys. And if you guys like it, then I'll continue it, and I'll probably do it as a main playthrough during the course of January, okay? Pretty cool. Then, on Friday night, ladies and gentlemen, it's the absolute last hurrah for the Street Fighter Late Night Throwback Stream. And here's why I say that. Listen, I love fighting games. Everyone knows that. Listen, I love Street Fighter. Everyone knows that. Listen, I like old Street Fighter. Street Fighter 2 and 3 in particular. Everyone knows that. But it's very hit or miss whenever I play Throwback Street Fighter on Friday nights. Some weeks, it ends up being a lot of fun. Some weeks we have a ton of good times, good matches, funny gameplay. I give everyone the gift of Geef, and then everyone has fun. It's a good time, right? Sometimes it's not so good at all. Last week was pretty much bottom of the barrel. What I say by that is there was like no one really available. Maybe 5 people playing total, okay, the entire night. One guy was sitting there just to fucking troll and waste everybody's time, so he would just waste a spot in the lobby. Then when he went to play, he wouldn't even play. I would just body him nonstop because he was a fucking scrub, okay? One guy had an awful connection where I couldn't even do special moves because the connection was so bad. It was so delayed in dropping inputs and stuff. So I couldn't have any fun playing that guy. So really, in reality, for almost 2 hours of gameplay, I maybe had like 5 good matches. It was really bad. It's unfortunate because there have been some nights when I've played Throwback Street Fighter and had a lot of fun. But I don't want to continue to do it if it's just going to be a miserable experience with a lot of rage and frustration rather than actual fun. So what we're going to do, we're going to try it again this weekend. If it ends up being better than last week, then great. Then maybe I'll keep doing it. But if it ends up being just as bad, I think we're done with Throwback Street Fighter for now. Give it a rest. I'm sorry, guys. I know people will be disappointed because they like to see me play Street Fighter. But I seriously don't see the point, again, in continuing it on if it's just going to be frustrating and not fun at all. So we're going to see this Friday night what happens. All right, let's see. Then this weekend, guys, and I'm not 100% confirming when this is happening yet, but sometime this weekend, either Saturday or Sunday, I'm going to be doing my year-end series. All right? This is when I sit down and I do a countdown of the most disappointing games of the year as well as the best games of the year. This is going to be done in a live streaming format. What we're going to do is I'm going to talk about the game, and each time I talk about a game, we're going to bring up video footage of said game so you guys can see a little bit of that game while I'm talking about it and telling you either why I thought it was one of the better games of the year or why I was disappointed by it, okay? It's either going to be Saturday or Sunday. I can't 100% confirm yet. It really depends on how much time I get between now and then to sit down and work on the lists of the stuff that I want to do. The good news here is that this year, I actually saved footage of all of the games that I was interested in talking about in this countdown. So every game that I thought was great, I kept video footage of. Every game that I thought was incredibly disappointing, I also kept video footage of. So I'm able to go through this countdown relatively easily. Usually, I don't do that. And then what I have to do is go back at the end of the year and download a bunch of video footage and shit off of YouTube. And it ends up being a big, painstaking time sink to get it done. This year, I kind of was proactive about it. And so I think we're good for this. I don't think it's going to take too long to do. It's just me basically sitting down and getting the lists together and setting up OBS to do this kind of a special project before we can do it, okay? So, That's definitely coming up this weekend. I can't exactly 100% tell you when, but it's definitely going to be at least one, if not more, of the streams coming this weekend. All right. Also, of course, I'm going to continue on with all the current playthroughs. So you're going to see more Pokemon. You're going to see more Final Fantasy VI. And yes, you're going to see more Knights of the Old Republic. We're going to balance that with chill gameplay. And the next Minecraft stream will actually be next Monday. And hopefully, we get enough progress on today's Minecraft stream that it can actually end up being the late night stream like it was, for a long time. Hopefully we can keep that going and it could be the late night stream for Monday of next week, okay? So that's the rough schedule. Now also, coming up in January, the big new release for the month is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which is the RPG based off of the plot of Dragon Ball Z. Very interested in that because there's never been like a formal RPG that's been Dragon Ball like that before that I've played anyway. I think there was one way back in the day on an old console. So I'm very curious to see how that turns out. Also, in the month of January, around the middle of the month or so, okay, I am going to be doing a special podcast event where basically it's going to be a fun stream where I talk with all of you guys. We hang out and we're going to be looking at all the game releases for the first 3 or so months of the year. I'm going to tell you which ones I'm interested in, the release dates, and we're going to go through that. I'm also going to tell you about everything else that's going on in regards to the streams, in regards to the future of the streams, in regards to myself, a little bit of personal stuff going on. Like basically, a way to get caught up cumulatively, holy shit, on everything that's going on with me, so that you guys are in the know about what's happening, okay? It's going to be a special podcast, and that's going to be coming up in January, about mid-January, okay? So there you go. All right. Last but not least, before we move on from this first segment of the pre-stream, because I know this has been 20 minutes of me talking schedule and everything, ladies and gentlemen, your ability to nominate a game for the upcoming Viewer's Choice playthrough is now live, all right? Any game is eligible as long as the game is able to be actively played either on a modern console or a way that's easily capturable. So, for example, a game on the Xbox 360, the PlayStation 3, or Xbox Live PSN on those consoles, the Wii U, the GameCube, the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, or a game that's on PC on Steam, as long as it's not a graphically intensive game. Any game on those formats would be eligible, okay? People have been suggesting a lot of different games for me to play over the years. I can just, off the top of my head, I know people have been clamoring for games like Lost Odyssey and Max Payne 2 and Octopath Traveler, a rerun of Mass Effect 2, this time doing like a Renegade FemShep run instead of how I did it the first time. I could tell you, I could go through here and probably, here you go, Metroid Prime 2, Code Vein. People are just people are just spitting out random games in the stream chat right now that they want to see me play. See what I mean? So that's the whole purpose of this event, is for you guys to nominate those games and convince other people to also nominate the games that you want to see played in a full playthrough here on stream. Once you're convinced them, get them to nominate it. The games with the most nominations after about a week and a half will then be turned into a voting poll by which you guys can vote on the games, and whatever wins the poll will actually become a full playthrough that I'm going to do here. Okay? Now, FYI, one thing that is not eligible, and I just want you guys to understand this, games that are considered, they don't have an end or are multiplayer focused are not eligible. Because some people have been throwing an idea that, well, I want to see Phil play World of Warcraft. That's not a game that's a playthrough. You see what I mean? That's not eligible because that's not a game with a definitive end where we can play it and do a playthrough at all. Same thing, like some people have said, oh, what about seeing Phil play Street Fighter 5 or whatever? No, that's not eligible. It has to be a game that's a game with a definitive story and ending so that we can actually do a playthrough of it. That's the whole point. It's the Viewer's Choice playthrough. It's not the Viewer's Choice. Viewers ask Phil to play things for 4 years. Okay? We're not doing it that way. So it has to be games with a definitive end, all right? So that we don't have this issue of, gee, Phil never fulfilled what he promised he was going to be doing. No, that's baloney, all right? It's going to be a game with an ending. It has to be that kind of a game, okay? So I'm just throwing that out there early so you guys understand that. You know, we're not doing that kind of shit. I'm not going to say, oh, let's invest hundreds of hours of time in a fighting game, or let's invest weeks of time into an MMO that I'm never going to want to play again. You know what I mean? No. It's going to have to be a game with a definitive end, you know, standard kind of video game formula. Gotcha? Got it? Get it? Got it? Good. I'm glad you understand. Thank you. Thank you. Ow. Ow. My neck. Okay. So, there you go. Now, how do you nominate? Well, periodically, I think it's every 20 minutes, a link will pop up in the stream chat that you could just click on and do it that way. Or if you type ! Viewer's Choice into the stream chat, you'll also bring up the link manually to head over to the forums and nominate games. All right. So FYI, the option is there. Please do so. And let's get that going. Like I said, you got about a week to a week and a half to nominate, and then we're going to get to the voting process and get the voting going. Okay. All right, guys. Outside of all that, I think I finally covered everything I wanted to talk about. Okay. So now we can move on to segment 2, the gratuitous plugs, where I say thank you very much for allowing me to be an 11-year content creator here on the internet. I thank you for joining me every single day on my live streams and for all of my content. And I let you know that I'm incredibly appreciative of everything that you guys do for me. Okay? That being said, I am a full-time streamer now. That means that primarily my living comes from crowdfunding, from you guys watching the streams and then contributing during those streams. That's how I make my living. That's how I pay my bills. That's how I buy games. That's how I pay for the electricity and the internet. That's how everything happens around here, okay? So, if you like the fact that I'm here usually 6 days a week, this week I'm actually here 7 days straight streaming. If you like the fact that I still upload all of my gameplay archived over on DSPGaming on YouTube so that you guys have an opportunity to watch it back if you cannot be here for the live streams, despite the fact YouTube is a huge headache with all the issues that they present, ad revenue and everything. Thank you to those who support me and keep me going. All right, I appreciate that. If you like all of that, please consider contributing in one of the following methods that I'm about to outline right here on the stream. Okay? Now, here's the thing. My throat. Uh-oh, here we go again. Okay, so here's the thing. Please understand something. If you're here live on the stream and you can't contribute, that's perfectly fine. Understand that I consider the fact that anyone wants to come and contribute to my streams as a way of going above and beyond just being a standard viewer. It's a really nice gesture, obviously, and yes, it keeps stuff going, but it's not mandatory that you contribute on my streams. I just want you to understand that, okay? A lot of people, you know, oh man, I feel pressured or whatever. I don't want you to feel pressured. If you can't contribute, you don't have to. I'm perfectly happy for you guys to come by and hang out with me on a daily basis, to have fun with games, to see my reactions to whatever game it is that I may be playing for the day, to have some interaction with me and other people in the stream chat, and just hang back and have a good time. That's what the point of the streams are, okay? Just being honest here. I made gameplay videos on YouTube for 2.5 years before I was ever able to monetize them, because it was more about sharing my hobby and my passion for gaming than it was about making any money doing it. All right? If I could no longer make any money doing this, I would still do it from time to time because I love doing it so much. Because, again, I love gaming so much. That's very much what it's about for me. It's not about money. So, by all means, if you feel that you love the content and you can support it, obviously please do. But if you can't, I don't want you to feel pressured like you have to. Fair enough? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's now go and outline some ways that you can contribute. First of all, I have a Patreon over at patreon.com/DarkSidePhil. And ladies and gentlemen, today is the absolute last day of this month and this year that you can contribute to my Patreon. If you do, you're going to get in on all the monthly perks that you'll earn for the month of January coming up. And I'll actually be messaging the patrons later this week to let you guys know how you can make do with all of the perks that you earn for contributing. Okay? So please consider contributing if you can. Patreon.com/DarkSidePhil. Thanks to anyone who already does. Thanks to anyone who gives it a look and considers contributing for the first time. And again, if you are a current patron of mine, expect a private message from me on Patreon.com later this week regarding your perks. Okay? Good stuff. Warning, Bottle crunch incoming. Ah! There you go. Since everyone freaks out when I crunch a bottle, I had to warn you guys, okay? All right. Also, I have a Teespring store where I sell all kinds of fun merchandise, particularly t-shirts, but there's some other things there like sweaters, hoodies, stickers, mugs, etc. And anything there that you buy, you get a cool collectible, and I make a little bit of money off of it, obviously. So please consider checking out my Teespring store. That's teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. Okay? But if you're here live on the stream, the chances are if you want to contribute, you probably want to contribute in a way that's going to get you live recognition and a shout out from me, right? And you can do that by doing one of the following things. You can either cheer with bits, you can subscribe to the channel, or you could tip me. If you do any of those three methods of contribution, all right, I'm going to give you a live shout out during the stream. And that's really cool, right? To get a shout out from the streamer. Duh. In addition, on the top of the screen, there's a stream stats leaderboard that tracks things such as top cheerer and top tipper. All right. This leaderboard will be periodically updated with new information so that you get extra recognition as well if you're one of those people. In addition to that, there's a second leaderboard that's ingrained here into Twitch. This leaderboard tracks things such as the top cheerers of the week overall with bits, as well as the people who've gifted subscriptions. Later on this pre-stream, we're also going to outline that list to give those people recognition. All right. So lots of ways to contribute and also lots of ways to get recognized on the stream. Very matter-of-factly, the best way you could support me is by tipping me. The reason being, when you tip me, those are funds I get immediately to use towards very important things. Right now, you know, I'm in the midst of doing many different things for the beginning of the year. When the year starts, there's many things I owe. Like, for example, I have to pay a little bit of extra money for condo association fees at the beginning of every year. I have to pay taxes at the beginning of every year. And so when you tip me, those are funds I can use for those things immediately, and they help out a lot. All right, just being very honest here. So even though the other contribution methods are nice and they help me out, if you tip me, you're helping out more than any other way right now. So a few things about tipping. If you look below the stream, there's a tips jar button you can click on. All right. Or you can type !tip into the stream chat. Either way, you're going to go over to my PayPal tips page. Once you're there, you can either use your PayPal account to leave a tip, or if you don't have a PayPal account and you don't want to bother registering one and linking one to a bank account, you can actually just click on an option to just use a debit or a credit card to use to leave a tip for me. Now, FYI, if you don't see those options, it's probably because you're on a phone. A lot of people watch my streams on mobile devices like a phone, and sadly, those options don't always pop up or load properly on a mobile device. What you need to do is go to the desktop version of the site. If you could do that on your phone, great. If not, recommend using a desktop computer. Then you should have options to tip via like Visa, MasterCard, American Express, etc. Okay? Good stuff. Now also, if you are going to contribute in any way, shape, or form today, I strongly recommend, guys, that you do what you can to protect your identity. And what I mean by that is I want to let you guys know that I care about you. Sadly, out there on the internet, there's a lot of people who don't care about you. All they want to do is hurt people because they can. It's not because there's any point behind it. It's not because there's malicious intent. It's just because they're really messed up in the head, and they actually think that, like, you can get entertainment value out of just hurting people they don't know anonymously. So be careful, because when you contribute to a streamer, there are people out there who will look for your personal info and see if they can get it. So, for example, today if you're going to tip me, I strongly recommend you use an anonymous name. You can just say anonymous, or you can say make up a name that has nothing whatsoever to do with you and your real name, or in particular, your identity on social media. A lot of people put a lot of personal information out on things like Facebook, etc., not realizing what people can do to maliciously hurt them with that. Harass them, you know, in their personal lives, harass their family members, harass them at work, etc. You obviously don't want that to happen. So please, if you are going to contribute on a stream today, do your best to hide your identity. That way no one will be able to seek you out and mess with you and troll you. That's the last thing that you want to happen. And again, I do care about my viewers. I want to make sure you guys are protected. So please do what you can. And if you want to use an anonymous name or whatever, those options are available to you. Okay? There you go. All right, folks. Now, before we move on to the third and final segment of pre-stream, what I would like to do is my daily dose of rules, which, as you all know, in life we need rules. We can't just be allowed to do whatever we want willy-nilly. If there were no rules, everyone would just take everything they want. It'd be pillaging and debauchery everywhere. It would be horrible. The world would be a terrible place. Everyone would just be killing each other in the streets, stomping each other into gelatinous paste. We have to make sure that there's rules to make sure that we have a certain kind of order around here. Now, in particular, I am streaming on Twitch.tv, and that means that I have to abide by all the rules and regulations of the business Twitch.tv. Okay? Understand I can't just say and do whatever I want on stream. I hope that you understand that, okay? But in addition, I have my own set of rules that I like to follow, my own criteria that I feel that over the years, I've been able to adopt a little bit and adjust a little bit. And in general, if we follow these rules, I feel that my stream can maintain a pretty chill vibe. So allow me to explain what I mean by that. When you come by to watch my content, all right, I feel that what you're doing is you're probably trying to use this stream as a way to escape the stresses of your real life. You're trying to escape the drama, the toxicity, the nonsense, the stuff that brings you down and makes you feel like crap in real life, right? You want to come here and just have a good time. You maybe want to see me play whatever game I may be playing, whether it's a new release, an old throwback game, right? Whatever it may be. And you probably want to relax a bit. Maybe you want to have some interaction with me or some other people in the stream chat. And in general, you just want to escape and relax. I get that. And so, if I just allow everything to happen willy-nilly with no kind of regulation, obviously, you might not have that kind of an experience. So, the first set of rules we follow is that there's 2 topics I don't allow to be discussed on the stream. The reason being, I find that these topics are incredibly divisive. They get people very argumentative with each other. If you don't agree on a topic, in particular of these topics, it seems like people technically hate each other. They go at each other's throats. They try to attack each other. Oh, you don't agree with me? Well, screw you. And F this and F that. Okay? And I don't want that on my stream. All right? Those topics are politics and religion, folks. All right? Let's face it. It seems that politics and religion, for some reason, get people riled up. And you know, last thing you want, I'm on a chill Minecraft stream. Phil's building this really beautiful bird statue. This is cool. Let's see what people in the stream chat have to say. Oh, impeach Donald Trump. Oh, Brexit, leavers. What the fuck is this? I don't want to hear this, right? I don't either. I don't want to hear it on my gameplay stream either. So we don't allow that kind of discussion. Now, here's the thing. Every once in a while, there will be a game that has like a political overtones or has some kind of a topic of discussion that has to do with politics or religion. That's different. If we're playing a game where that's the deal, then that's allowed as long as it's in the context of the game. You see what I mean? But we're not going to allow that just to derail the stream by itself. Fair enough? So I hope you guys understand that up front, why we have that as a rule. Obviously, it protects everyone and stops the streams from being derailed, which is a very good thing. So there you go. Now, in addition, another rule that I have, all right, I am well aware that there are people out there on the internet who are out to ride my coattails and basically get popular off of my behalf, all right? Whether that means that they're illegally stealing my content by restreaming it live without permission, whether they're stealing my content by ripping it from my channels and editing it in a way to make me look bad, whether they're defaming me or my family, they're insulting my wife, they're insulting my family members, they're harassing us, they're slandering me, whatever they may be doing, that not only is immoral, but very frankly illegal. We're aware of this. And there's no reason to be bringing this up on my streams because the fact of the matter is there's really nothing I can do about it. I don't have the money to go sue these people to stop them. And sadly, there's really no other recourse we can do. YouTube doesn't seem to give a shit about it. So I don't think they're ever going to do anything about it. That's where these people hide out on YouTube. You'll notice none of these people, absolutely none of them, are doing this on Twitch. The reason is because Twitch doesn't allow this kind of disgusting behavior. They don't want that crap on their website. Well, YouTube basically allows it and promotes it. So, that's the deal. We know it exists. We know these disgusting people are live. We'd rather not think about it. If you talk about this on my live stream, you're derailing the stream and giving attention to the idiots who basically are doing this to get attention for themselves and to make a living making fun of me. Okay? So, don't bring it up. All right? Strictly against the rules. We don't need to hear about who's restreaming, who's saying what. No one cares. If you bring it up, you bring up any kind of this kind of content on the stream, you will be moderated appropriately. I just want to say that up front because some people don't seem to understand that and they come in and then they get moderated and then they complain to me they want to unban. I'm like, but you broke the rules like 5 seconds into being here. What did you expect was going to happen? You know? So, FYI, that's the deal. Please don't bring any of that crap up whatsoever. It is strictly against the rules. Okay? All right, now we move on to a third and a very final segment of the pre-stream, which I know some of you are probably very happy about because you just want to see me play games. You don't care about me gabbing for about 47 hours before I actually start up a game. So, the shout-outs. This segment is where I give you shout-outs for all of your contributions. We update the leaderboard appropriately, and we get stuff going. All right? All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to say thanks to those of you who contributed during my day off. There were a couple people who actually contributed either overnight or during the day yesterday when I wasn't here. And I just want to say thanks very much for those people for the contributions, because it's really awesome that you guys keep me in mind when I'm not even here streaming. Okay? So first of all, there was an anonymous cheerer who did several anonymous cheers. I think 5 or 6 of them. So I want to say thanks for that, whoever that may be. That is appreciated. Someone named Samson tipped me $1.50 overnight and asked the following question. I want to know what's your experience with Darksiders? Have you ever played the series? If you did you enjoy it? My favorite Darkstalker has always been BB Hood. So for those who don't know, Darkstalkers, did I say Darksiders or Darkstalkers? I meant to say Darkstalkers, okay? Darkstalkers is a fighting game series, 2D fighting game series from Capcom that came out around the same time as the Street Fighter Alpha series, okay? In fact, if you actually look at the artwork of the game, I would put it on par with around the Street Fighter Alpha series, okay? So Darkstalkers, it features monsters, which is really neat. You know, Street Fighter featured fighters from all over the world. Darkstalkers features monsters. You got a vampire named Dimitri. You've got Victor, the Frankenstein's monster. There's a werewolf named John Talbane. There's a zombie, okay, who's pretty cool. The Abominable Snowman is in the game. There's a merman, also known as a fishman. And then, as the series progressed, because it actually had several sequels, okay, they added in some more unique characters, like Monster Hunter-style characters that were added to the game. Boss-style characters that were pretty unique. So, it's a pretty robust game franchise that was actually quite popular and very successful for Capcom during that, mid to late 90s era when 2D fighting games were exploding in popularity. The franchise did very well. Oddly enough, the franchise disappeared and never came back. I don't know why, because I actually felt that the franchise was a really good one, and everyone likes monsters, right? You're like, wow, it's a fighting game, but this is cool because there's all these unique monster characters in the game. It's a little bit more interesting in that regard than, say, the characters of Street Fighter. But they never continued the franchise for whatever reason. All right? Excuse me. Oh. Oh, man. Okay, so, yes. I'm very curious that they never brought back the series because it was very popular at the time. And as you know, all these companies have no originality. They tend to bring back the same stuff over and over to make more money on future generations just on the value of nostalgia. Okay? So, I don't know. I don't know why they never came back. Personally, I liked the Darkstalker series, but I always kind of felt that it was kind of imbalanced. Okay? What I mean by that is other fighting games seem to have better balance between the characters, while in the Darkstalkers franchise, there always seem to be like 1 or 2 characters that always seem to be kind of like overpowered compared to the rest of the cast. Like, for example, and I think it was Vampire Savior 1 or 2, because I know there were 2 of them. Whatever the last Darkstalkers game was, there was a character named Jeddah, and he seemed ridiculously overpowered compared to the rest of the cast. He just had way more special moves, more abilities. He could zone you completely, while he could also rush you down and do these crazy-ass damaging combos. He just seemed to be a leg above most of the other characters in the game, to the point where I was confused. I was like, why in the holy hell is he so crazy powerful compared to the rest of the cast? And that always seemed to be the case. Like, there was a character there, like the Dimitri character, who's a vampire, Plays very similar to, say, Ryu or Ken in the Street Fighter series. So he's kind of a staple character, but then there's like other characters that are way better than him, and like, well, why is he even in there like that then, right? So I never really understood that. I always think that balance was an issue for Darkstalkers. But I think the franchise was a great franchise. So yes, I've had exposure to Darkstalkers, and I very much enjoyed the game franchise back in the day. Okay? Excuse me. Alright, so continuing on. Now we get to people who actually contributed during today's pre-stream. We start off with Richard Link, alright, who subscribed to the channel for 5 months. And he says, Happy New Year to you and Cat and Jasper from me and Elmer. Love your content. Play the 7th guest or dig sometime. Alright, that's interesting. So, FYI, I've begun a playthrough of Myst, okay? I at first played Myst, back during the Christmas marathon, and I only played it for about an hour and a half, and I thought it was quite interesting. I took notes to solve puzzles, and I thought it was a really good and interesting segment of gameplay that I did. Very different from what I would normally do. Well, since I own the game, some people expressed interest and said, why don't you just play this as a full playthrough in the future, as like a late night chill stream kind of a deal? So, the other night I did just that. The other night I played about 2 hours of Myst, and people really seemed to like it. Now, admittedly, I got stuck on a couple of things, and people helped me, and got the playthrough moving, and it ended up being quite entertaining and fun. And I had a really good time with it, so I'm looking forward to more Myst. Yes, there will be more Myst this week, later this week, more than likely over the weekend coming up, okay? Excuse me. So more than likely over the weekend, more Myst, okay? But yeah, I really like it, and now the reason that Richard Link is suggesting games such as 7th Guest or Dig is because apparently they're very much in the same vein as Myst. So if you guys have enjoyed seeing me play Myst, you're probably going to enjoy me seeing play other games like 7th Guest, etc. Okay? Hey, what I'll say is this. It's possible. Alright? If you guys are liking me play this kind of 90s style, visual-oriented PC game, and you want to see me maybe continue to do this kind of game this year, maybe that's something that I can add as a rotating part of my content. Maybe every once in a while, I'm doing this as a chill late-night stream. Alright? This kind of a game. God damn it. Very annoying. I still didn't get it, by the way. I still didn't fucking get it. Okay, so anyway, yes, I would definitely consider playing a game like 7th Guest or whatever later this year. What I would say is this. Let's play through Myst. Let's enjoy it. Okay, let's have fun with Myst as I do it as an ongoing playthrough for the next couple of weeks. Once I finish Myst, then if you guys want to see me continue to maybe check out this style of game, I would consider doing it in the future as chill streams, okay? Good stuff. Okay, continuing on. Mr. Papavera did a 50-bit cheer. He says, on your last video, you left off on level 5. You're just about to start level 6. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, that is the levels of the statue of this bird that I'm building. I built 5 layers so far. I've got like 17 more layers to go. Alright? Now that may sound like a daunting task, and you're absolutely right. It's certainly not going to be easy. But at the very same time, every layer is going to get a tiny bit less, a little bit smaller. Okay? The only difficulty I foresee happening is that sadly, I'm off by like 1 block. Okay? This bird statue that I'm building is off by like a single block somehow. I don't know how, but it's off by 1 single block in size. So what I've actually been doing is cutting off that 1 block and just, oh, well, we'll just do it without the block because I don't have space for it or whatever. I don't know if this is going to change the shape of the bird and make it look weird or not. Okay? But we're going to see. We're going to see what happens as I continue to build this bird today. Okay? Internet Famous McCroy gifted a sub to Dragon Quest Fan. Congratulations, Dragon Quest Fan, on getting a gifted sub. I hope you enjoy it. And thank you, Internet Famous McCroy, for the ongoing support. Snake Eater did a 70-bit cheer. He says, hope you're having a great day, Phil. Thank you, Snake Eater. So far, so good, except for this disgusting frog in my throat that I can't clear out. Oh, man. Besides that, I'm okay. But the frog in my throat is bothering me a lot. I really wish I could clear it out. Okay. So thank you very much, Snake Eater, for the cheer. Good game, Goblin. Everyone's freaking out in the stream chat, right, by the way. Okay? Everyone's freaking out at me trying to clear my throat. All right. Good game, Goblin. Got the tipping started today by tipping me $1 and says, Happy New Year, Phil. All my friends are busy tonight. I picked up a cold for my family at Christmas, so it's time for me to just chill. Yes, he says it's time to just chill and have fun tonight. All right. Thank you very much to Good Game Goblin for the $1 tip. I actually received a $3.50 tip from Fluffy Cow. So let's get Fluffy Cow up there on the leaderboard. By the way, we're about to have a big cheer as well, which is why I haven't updated the cheering leaderboard yet. But let's get Fluffy Cow up there. $3.50 tip, okay? We're up to $4 in total tips today. Fluffy Cow says, what is one way you could think of to improve yourself in the new year? Well, as I've said, I want to be more open to suggestions, and I want to hear what people have to say about new game genres and new things that I can do on stream. For example, I literally just got suggested, gee, Phil, if you're really doing well in Myst and you like that kind of game, why don't you play more of that visual style game that used to be all the rave on PC back in the 90s, like Seventh Guest or whatever? Yes, see? That sounds interesting to me. And that sounds like a suggestion of something that I can maybe investigate and maybe do a lot more of this year. There's a ton of those kind of games from the 90s, by the way. There really are. So, let's see. Let's see how Myst goes. If it continues to do well, if you guys like it and you want to see me continue with those style of games, I can always do that. And I played none of them. Like, no lie. I played none of those back in the 90s. So I'm going into all these games completely cold. All right. Pretty cool. So, all right. Thank you, Fluffy Cow, for the $3.50 tip. Moving on. Chunky Jack 301 did a 100-bit cheer. And that actually is the biggest cheer so far of the day. So let's get Chunky Jack up on the leaderboard. Chunky Jack 301, is it? It scrolled off the screen. Yes, Chunky Jack 301, not 201. 301. Thank you for the 100-bit cheer. Alvaro Aponte tipped me $1, and he says, hey, Phil, hope you have an awesome 2020. Say hi to Kat and Jasper. I shall, Alfred. Thank you very much for the tip. I appreciate that very much. Excuse me. Ooh, what a big burp out of nowhere. Quite disgusting. I'm sorry. It's revolting. Like my throat clearing wasn't bad enough. Now I'm belching directly into you on my digested materials. I'm sorry. Retro Jim resubscribed for 6 months. And he says, thank you for 6 great months of content. Shout out to my boy, Jasper. Thank you very much, Retro Jim, for 6 months of support. I appreciate that. He also cheered. He says, this is the game to nominate that is replacing Throwback Street Fighter. What he's talking about is the viewer's choice. No, actually. Viewer's Choice is not the game that will be replacing Street Fighter. Viewer's Choice is a game that I'll be doing for a full playthrough. Okay? So, you know, will I be looking for late night stuff to replace Street Fighter if it doesn't go well this week? Yes. But that's not the Viewer's Choice. The Viewer's Choice will be a main game on my earlier streams. Alright? That I'll be playing for a full game playthrough. It's different. Alright? Alright, I'm being asked to fart into the mic. Okay, hold on. I'm going to try. Let's see if I can fart into the mic. Let's see if this works. Get up. Let's see. All right. Hold on. Bend over. Oh. 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 Oh, no. I can't fart right now. I'm sorry, guys. I tried, but I can't do it. I tried really hard, but I just can't fart right now. I'm not gassy enough. I'm sorry. Maybe later. After dinner. So tonight, Kat is making this amazing Italian bake. She made it a couple weeks ago, okay? Just listen to the ingredients in this thing. All right, it's got tomatoes, like actual, chopped tomatoes, tomato paste. It's got Italian seasonings, like fresh parsley, fresh basil. It's got things like, I believe it has some garlic powder and stuff like that in it. Okay, garlic salt, onion salt, probably oregano, that kind of stuff. Rigatoni pasta, all right? Chicken meatballs, Italian-style chicken meatballs, okay? Some mozzarella, some Parmesan cheese, and then she basically, what she does, she puts all these ingredients together, bakes it in the oven. Bakes it. And then takes it out. And scoop it onto a plate, you eat it. It's amazing. It was so flavorful when we ate it a couple weeks ago. And she's making that again today. All right? Oh, man. I can't wait. I seriously can't wait. And that probably will get me nice and gassy. So maybe on the late stream tonight, if you guys want me to fart directly into the mic, a big blasting tutor right out of my ass, then maybe we could do that later tonight. But we can't do that right now. I'm sorry. I'm not gassy enough. I haven't eaten anything today. All I had is I drank a Mio water. Cherry. Wild cherry. Or was it? No, black cherry. Mio water. So I got no gas in me right now. I'm sorry. I can't do it. Okay? Okay. Continuing on. Retro Jim cheered. He said, what about a game like Star Wars The Old Republic? That's an MMO, but has full story mode that can be played through without doing the grindy MMO content. It is a good story. Well, the thing is, The Old Republic, if I'm to understand, isn't it a PC-only game? So it's probably out just on those grounds that I probably wouldn't be able to run it and capture it and everything. Being a more modernized PC-only game. If it were on consoles, maybe I would consider it. I don't think... I would say no. Let's just lay the ground rules down. No, the viewer's choice should not be an MMO. I'm sorry. Because then eventually what's going to end up happening is people are going to want to see MMO content, and I can't. I'll be invaded and have annoying shit going on. Okay? It's just not going to work out. So, no, MMOs and strictly, multiplayer games like fighting, etc. are off the table for viewer's choice. Okay? Okay. Mr. Papavera cheered. He says, what's your thoughts on getting a Myst bundle pack on stream? Excuse me, on Steam. I would love to see all the Myst titles. I just remembered I could post you a map to your Twitter of the world you're in. It's called Channelwood. And, oh, hold on. And the world you're in are called Ages. Interesting. See, I don't know anything about the lore of Myst whatsoever. It's the first time I'm ever playing it. So I don't know much about it. I don't know about the plot. If I can trust anyone, I have no idea what's going on. So it's actually quite unique in that regard, and I'm liking it. So, what I would say is, would I consider a Myst bundle pack eventually? Yes. Is there something I would want to do now? Probably not, because once you play one game in a series, do you really want to play every single other game in that series back to back? Probably not. Probably wait a little while for it to be more pertinent, before people get all burnt out on it. So let's continue on with Myst 1. All right? If people really dig Myst 1 and you want to see another style of game like that, maybe what I would do is I would check out another series, like it's a Seventh Guest or something like that. And then maybe later this year, we could go back to the Myst series to continue on, right? But for now, I would say let's hold off on that, just because I don't want to go too crazy overboard and just have the same content over and over and over. Okay? Fair enough? All right. Internet famous McCroy now gifted another sub to Purple Scissorp. Purple Scissorp. Okay, then. Purple Scissorp. Okay. Congratulations, Purple Scissorp. Thank you, Internet famous McCroy, for the support. Okay. Stinkin' Burrows did the biggest cheer so far today, which is a 145-bit cheer. Let's get Stinkin' Burrows up on the leaderboard, shall we? Okay. 145 bits. Very good. Snorlax tipped me $1. What's up, Snorlax? How's it going, man? Let's add that to the total tips for the day. He asked the following. He says, Happy almost New Year. I'm wondering, what is one feature or action you'd like Twitch to implement this year? What's one thing you'd want to see happen in wrestling and WWE or the sport as a whole? Thanks for the decade of content. All right. Twitch, very simply, I have one request for Twitch. Allow me to stream at a higher bit rate. Okay? Enough is enough. I came back to Twitch almost 3 years ago, and it's been a very good experience here. In fact, I have very few negative things to say about the platform, except they won't let me stream at a higher bit rate. I'm still streaming at 6,500 kilobits per second, or whatever that is. Now, for 1080p, 30 frames per second games, That's perfectly fine. But anything that's higher frame rate needs a better bit rate. And they don't let you do it. You know, the rules still state that you have to stream at 6,500 kilobits per second. Now, from what I understand, there's a lot of streamers who don't abide by those rules. They upped their bit rate over the years and kind of snuck it in there, and Twitch has never really bothered them. For me, okay, I don't want to chance it. Okay, I don't. I don't want to chance getting in trouble for doing something against the rules here on Twitch. This is my livelihood. This is where I make my living. This is where every day I stream and I have fun with you guys. I don't want to do anything to jeopardize that ability. Okay? So, I'm not going to do it unless Twitch outright comes out and says, okay, you can do it. You can stream at a higher bit rate. Okay? I don't want to do that. So, the thing is, let's say if I could stream at 9,000 kilobits per second, my streams would look way better. In fact, it was years and years ago now, 3 years ago, but I used to stream at a higher bit rate over on YouTube. I did so for almost 2 years, and my streams looked way better on YouTube than they do here on Twitch. I'm just saying, they did. The quality of the streams, way better. Crisper visuals, full 60 frames per second. I could capture and stream at 1080p 60 frames per second, but I can't because Twitch won't allow me to. Okay? So, I really wish that Twitch would do this and update their ability to stream at a higher bit rate. But they've not a single time, I guess, even really considered it. I don't know. I don't know what it is that keeps them at that bit rate, but I would really love to stream at a higher bit rate, you know. Outside of that, as for changes to WWE or the sport as a whole, I don't really know or care. I'll be honest, I'm not invested in it anymore, you know. I'm really not. Do I like watching WWE for entertainment value? Yes, I do. Absolutely. But I no longer really care. I'm not massively invested in wrestling anymore. I couldn't even tell you what would be an improvement that I would want to see because I don't think I really care. The one thing would be have Vince retire. I mean it. Because you can always tell. You can literally always tell that Vince McMahon has his hands in something. Because when he usually does, he's taking something that exists and is already working, and he ruins it. To make it, I gotta make it my own. I gotta do my own spin on this. And then he does this stupid thing that's terrible. Okay? I just want him to retire. I want him to leave the business fully to his family, you know, or his employees, and just let them run it and get his hands out of everything. But sadly, he still has this weird overall creative control on everything. All right, and that's correct. See, Game Master is a skeleton. Says he won't retire till he dies. You're probably right. That's the kind of guy he is. He feels that he needs to have his hooks and everything and ultimate control over everything, and that's not good. Times change. The Vince McMahon era was great. The Vince McMahon era is outdated and old, and we need a new era, and we can't seem to move on because he still wants to be involved in everything, you know? So, we need to change. I don't think we're going to get it when Vince is still at the reins. So there you go. Good Game Goblin tipped me $1, and he said another $1 for the bathroom barbecue fund. Thank you very much, Good Game Goblin. You know, someone's got to pay for the new slew of barbecue sauce to put onto that suckling pig that's being rotisseried right now in my bathtub. Okay? So thank you very much for that, Good Game Goblin. George tipped me $3. He said, I love the pre-stream. It's very fun to hear this over and over and over again. Well, I'm glad that you feel that way. Thank you very much, George, for the $3 tip. More than likely that's sarcastic, but who knows, right? Snowman tipped me $1. So can we get a throat clear emo? Sure, why not? If you guys really want it, yes, you can get a throat clear emo. Fluffy Cows tipped me $3.50. Is there any reason why you can't mute your mic when clearing your throat or crushing a bottle? I feel like it's a major turnoff for most viewers. Well, because they're natural functions. Most of the time when they happen, it's unexpected. And what I mean by that is like not the bottle crunch, obviously. That is something that's in my control. But throat clearing, You know, like, it's annoying as shit. I agree. I don't want to have to throat clear. I have to because I have a medical condition. And eventually, this will not be like this. It'll clear up a bit. Right now it's just really bad recently. It's been really bad. But it should get better over time. As you know, I'm not like this all year. It's really only certain times of the year that my throat gets like this. If I mute the mic constantly to do it, the mic will be muted half the time, right? You're here to see a gameplay stream with commentary or to talk with me. You're not here to hear me mute. So that's why I don't do it. All right, pretty simple common sense question, but some people don't have common sense. What can I say? Fire 7672 resubscribed for 8 months. Thank you very much to Fire for the 8-month resub. I appreciate that. 8 months of support is amazing. Thank you very much for that. Okay. The truth of the matter is my throat is never like this on my days off. The reason my throat gets like this is because I talk so much on stream. Like yesterday, I might have cleared my throat twice the whole day. But because I'm constantly talking, it irritates my throat, and that's what makes it do this thing, No, that's not the original cause. The original cause is because I have post-nasal drip that's really bad, and it gets really bad during the months of the winter when the heat's on constantly, and the dry heat dries out the inside of my sinuses, and it dries out my throat, and then the post-nasal drip becomes worse. It's just really annoying, okay? I'm here with you guys. I agree that it's annoying as shit, I hate it. I hate it. But hey, what can you do? I'm stuck with it. I'm stuck with it. It's my body. There's not much you can do about things when your body revolts and does annoying, disgusting things. You kind of got to put up with it, right? Okay. Anyway, continuing on. Let's see here. Lego Mario tipped me $1. He says, any interest in playing interactive movie-style games? I finished one called Erica. Games like this can be beaten within a couple of hours for good downtime. Erica is, I think, $5 on PSN and very thrilling. See, I don't know exactly what you mean by that. I don't know what this Erica game is. Obviously, I've played interactive movie-style games before. Just look at games like Heavy Rain and the like, right? People seem to really like when I play those kind of games. Remember Detroit Become Human? People really loved that playthrough. Excuse me, it's a disgusting belch. So I would say, yes, I would consider playing those kind of games. However, usually people don't suggest too many of them. And every once in a while, someone might say it, and then people are like, nah, don't play it. It's not great. If there is that kind of game that people are interested in, you want to see me play, as long as it's not super expensive, yes, I would consider doing it. Okay? All right. Atlas Telemon did a 150-bit cheer, which is the biggest cheer of the day. Let's get Atlas Telemon up here on the leaderboard, and then we'll read what he has to say. Okay, he says, I found your channel through Street Fighter. Please keep playing an iteration of the game, any of them. Thank you from all of your fans. Yeah, see, I hear you, Atlas. And the thing is, like I told you guys, when I don't play fighting games for an extended period of time, I actually start to crave it. I do. I start to crave fighting games. Oh, man, I really want to play Street Fighter today, right? I just wish that there was a viable way to do it, For a while there was, and then people basically kind of wrote off the versions of the game that were the most viable games, like Super Street Fighter 2 HD Remix. Eventually people said, it's not as good as the original game, just stop playing it. Street Fighter 3 Online Edition for the last gen of consoles. For the very long time, it was the definitive way to play Street Fighter 3. But, of course, when those consoles became outdated, people tried to find other ways to play the game, right? I'm playing the most recent version of these games on console, which is the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection from last year. Sadly, the collection sucks, Online, issues with lag and connections and the like. Lobby system that's not robust enough at all. You can't even stop someone from joining your lobby if they're trolling and the stuff. It's really fucking stupid when you really think about it. But there's not much you can do about it. I just play what's readily available. Thing is, Atlas, as much as I understand you like to see me play Street Fighter, I love to play Street Fighter. I'm not going to keep doing it if it's going to be not fun anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I'm only going to do stuff that's fun. So I end up with another session where most of the people are trolling. No, the connections are terrible. You know, I'm just not going to bother with it anymore. But let's see what happens, all right? And by the way, keep in mind, there's always going to be new fighting games around the corner. I'm sure we're going to have new fighting games coming out in 2020 or 2021 or whatever. And so we won't be away from fighting games forever. I'm always going to gravitate back towards them when there's a reason to, okay? Okay. Hunter Biden tipped me $1, and it's a troll tip with something saying something stupid about him. So I'm just going to ignore that. I received a $50 tip from Antacid, who says, hoping for a chill stream today. Phil, thank you very much to Antacid for a $50 tip. That is very much appreciated. Thank you very much to Antacid for that. A very large, generous tip, and that gets us up to $66 to tip so far. We haven't even started yet. Okay, that's outstanding. Thank you very much to Antacid for that very large and generous tip. Insomniatic Meat cheered. He said, recently I got addicted to nog. I'm probably going to OD. If he means eggnog, it's quite good. And the thing is, you got to be careful with that because eggnog is very high calories because of the amount of cream and stuff that's in it. But also, much like a lot of drinks, it doesn't taste like strong alcoholic stuff in it, you know, because it's a mix of great flavors. Next thing you know, you could drink too much and you feel awful, all right? When I was much younger, I want to say the first half of the 2000s, I discovered these party mix drinks that you could buy at the liquor store. What they were pre-made mixes of liquor with flavored drink that kind of made it taste different. So there's Hurricane, Zombie, there's one that's a fruit punch, there's one that's called Mai Tai. They're all different. And you drink these things, it tastes like you're drinking a really tasty, like a fruit drink or a Kool-Aid almost. But they're alcoholic. So you might start drinking, not realizing how much liquor's in the damn thing. Have 2, 3, 4 cups of this shit. Next thing you know, you've got the worst splitting headache and hangover you've ever had because you drank a ton of sugar with alcohol in it. And that gives you a headache. Okay, it gives you a terrible, terrible hangover. So you got to be careful when you're drinking the sweeter drinks, to, ration yourself so you don't lose control and drink too much. And the next thing you know, you're hooked or you're having a horrible hangover. Got to be careful about that. All right. M101 News did 100-bit cheer. He said, I didn't know Dragon Ball Z Kakarot was based off Dragon Ball Z. Thanks for the knowledge. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for the sarcastic cheer. Good Game Goblin tipped me $1. Says, do you have a favorite barbecue sauce? Do you like spicy, sweet, smoky? I like them all. I like variety in my barbecue. Traditionally, I think like a smoky mesquite is kind of one of my favorites. But in general, they're all good. In fact, there's a place here called Famous Dave's that every once in a while, Kat and I will go to have a meal. And you can get like 5 different kinds of barbecue sauce. One's like tangy. One's very, very hot. One's a combination of like sweet and hot. One is just sweet and savory. And you get like a thing of ribs and you just put it on it like, oh my God, you get the variety of flavors or whatever. It's crazy good. So I would say like smoky mesquite is kind of one of my favorites, but I like all barbecue sauces. Okay. Internet famous McCroy tipped me $1. He says, I legitimately don't get bothered by throat clear sounds. People do it all the time. It's either that you'll sound like Emperor Palpatine with gunk in your throat and people are actually bothered, or is this a troll thing? I don't know. And as you see what happened? I cleared my throat a bunch, and now it's actually clearing up. It's not so bad. I got a little bit in there now. But it's not as bad. The thing is, it builds up overnight. Because I have postnasal drip. When I'm sleeping, this stuff builds up in my throat overnight and actually films a disgusting layer down the back of my throat into my esophagus. And when I start streaming now, I'm talking, and it starts to loosen all this, and that's when it starts tickling me, makes me cough. I have to keep clearing my throat or else I'm going to choke, right? You guys obviously want to hear me talk. You don't want to hear me choking and coughing the entire stream. So I have to do what I'm doing, and I know it's excessive. I agree with you. I don't want it. I hate it. I wish that I did not have this issue. I wish that I could just be a normal human and come here on stream and talk with you guys without any issues. But that's not the hand I was dealt, okay? It's just not. So I'm sorry that, that this is the issue that you got that bothers you. It bothers me too. I don't want it to happen, but that's my life. So either I choose to do what I can, as they say, make lemonade out of lemons. I could do that, or I could just not do anything, and I could be a depressed person and say, man, my medical problems really hold me back, and I'm an awful situation, and woe is me. And I could just sit here rocking back and forth, crying and holding myself in a fetal position forever. So which would you prefer? Would you like me to clear my throat and stream, or rock back and forth in a fetal position today? Let's see what your opinion is. Let's hear what people have to say on the stream about that. Okay, then continuing on. Awful Waffle, resubscribed for 6 months in a row. 7 total. Thank you, Awful Waffle, for the support. Hallucinate. Actually, it's Hallucinate with a Y. Subscribe for 13 months. Thank you for 13-month resub. Atlas Telemont cheered again. He says, I also like the pre-stream, especially due to the recurring structure of it. Very nice. You're welcome, Atlas Telemont. All right. Now, today is my first streaming day of the week. What I'd like to do is give a shout out to those who contributed on this morning's stream. The top cheerers so far this week. By the way, this is a short list because we just started the streaming week, okay? In 10th place, we've got Snake Eater. We then have a 5-way tie for 3rd place between Chunky Jack, Retro Jim, Mr. Papavera, Insomniatic Meat. And by the way, when I was saying that, M101 News cheered, and that changed the rankings. Oh my God. So now in 3rd place, we actually have Stinkin' Burrows. In 2nd place, it's M101 News. And in 1st place, it's Atlas Telemon. Thank you guys for the cheers so far. Of course, thank you to Internet Famous McCroy, who gifted 2 subs so far this morning. The most sub gifts of the week. Okay? M101 News says, could you get away from the mic when you snort or belch? Snort. Your audience would remain here more. Piece of advice. My audience doesn't go anywhere. My audience is not going anywhere because of it. I have not seen a mass quitting of viewers because I have to clear my throat because I have a medical condition. All right? I've had this medical condition the entire time I fucking streamed, by the way. This is no different than it used to be. It's just that now I can't control what I'm doing because I don't have a camera, Now, it's not me recording with a camera to take frequent breaks. Instead, I'm on live stream and you get the real me. All right? Bodily functions and all. In fact, maybe I can get a fart out now. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to try to force a fart out into the mic. But I can't constantly mute the mic because then the mic will be like, you know what? I'm just not going to respond to this stupid shit anymore because it's so fucking childish and dumb and boring and immature and anyone with fucking common sense can figure it out. Why am I wasting my time? People who are bringing it up are just trying to fucking ignore me and get on my nerves anyway. So instead of being a dunce and actually taking your dumbass troll bait, I'm just going to ignore the nonsense and say thanks for the cheer. Okay, moving on. Snake Eater did a 245-bit cheer. Thank you very much, Snake Eater. That's the biggest cheer of the day. Let's get you up on the leaderboard here. Okay. Sometimes I just get wrapped up in stupidity and I just don't realize that I just got to ignore it and, move on and then I'll have a good stream instead of being a moron. Thank you, Snake Eater. I appreciate that. Okay. So far, holy crap, we haven't even started gameplay today. And we got quite an amount of amazing contributions. Thank you guys very much for a great start to the day. Let's take a very quick break. I'm going to go use the restroom. And then we're going to come back and resume my Minecraft journey where I am building this statue of the bird. And hopefully it goes well and we'll go from there. Okay, guys, thank you. Give me like a couple minutes here to quickly use the restroom. And then we shall resume. Thanks. See you in a bit.